Hello and welcome everybody back into your one-stop shop for all things VR and IRL where worlds collide. Welcome to Pier-to-Pier. Here tonight, I am accompanied by a good friend of mine who has been a friend of mine for the last, I'd say, 4 years or so. A really good friend here that I met in the virtual world who has a lot to tell and who I think is a very interesting individual to have here with us in the pier. Joining us tonight is MLGMarel. MLGMarel, welcome to the pier.
Oh, thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Well, as we like to do things here in Pier-to-Pier, it's all about connection. It's all about the people. More than the things that they do, it's about the people themselves. You see, we're all here thanks to the magic that is the internet, and that is virtual reality. Because at one point we used to just play your online games, your MMOs, World of Warcraft, RuneScape, and even getting some beef in StarCraft and other games like that, where there was voice chatting. There was text chat, then there was voice chat, then there was a social aspect to it, and now we're here thanks to the magic that is virtual reality, allowing us to interact here, being face to face, us with our different characters. But before we go deep into that, would you mind introducing a little bit about yourself? Who are you? Where are you coming from? How old are you? Just a little bit of tidbits so everybody listening in could know a little bit more about you.
Oh, sure. I'm a 26-year-old forklift operator from Germany, and I love hopping on VR and meeting new people, I guess. Yeah.
So, what was the thing? Everybody has a story of how we got into VR or social VR. What is your story of getting into the VR world?
Well, it's pretty simple, to be honest. I've always been good with computers and stuff like that. I always liked new tech. And when at first the VR headset came out, the Rift S, one of the older ones, I was like, oh, whatever, let's grab it, let's check it out. VR, I was like, "Phew, sounds fucking cool." You put the thing on, everything looks pretty real or realish. So I grabbed it, played some VR games, and then I saw this platform that I'm on right now. I was like, oh, it's free, well, give it a try. And that's how I landed here. And yeah, that's how I ended up here, to be honest. And I kind of liked it here, so I stayed.
So you mentioned the Rift S. Was it the Rift or the Rift S?
Rift S, the Rift S.
The Rift S. So
butt microphone.
That was probably about. Wait, you said the one with the bad microphone?
Yeah, it would always break. It would always break for everyone. I met a lot of people that had it back in the day, and they would always just talk normally, and at some point while they talk, it just go fucking shit for a whole minute or two. So many people that I met back in the day that had the issue. I never actually had that. It broke in other ways, but oh well. That's what it is.
I had an original Rift, and my problem wasn't even the microphone. It was the head strap, actually, because the thing was Velcro, so kind of like one of those Velcro shoes, and the thing would just like peel off. So I know that at the beginning, Oculus headsets were not the best. They had some shoddy pieces. Yeah. So Rift S. So when was that? Like 2018, 2019?
November 2020. No, when it came out, that's when I had it, I think. November 2020, I want to say. 2022, sorry. I think it was. When it came out, I don't know. I want to say like a year before.
Wait, but you got your headset in 2022, so you've been in VR for a few years. It was actually in 2022, late 2022, actually, when you and I met for the first time, if I remember correctly. Were you using your Rift S back then?
No. It broke shortly after using it. I put it away for a while.
You bought it and then it broke, and then it just broke like a couple months later.
Yeah, it was like this. I used it for a bit, and then I put it away. I had to do a lot of shit. Didn't have much free time, and then I picked it back up after like I want to say a month or so, and the cable was fucked. So I was like, well, all right, time to return this piece of shit.
Not even buy a new cable, just return the whole thing.
Yeah, I just returned the whole thing. I was like, all right, I'm not dealing with this anymore. And that's when I got made quest because why not?
So you got your headset, you got into VR, and as soon as you got into VR, you got into social VR, you got into VR chat, which is so about almost like the same time where you and I met. So you weren't like how you are today with all of your sensors and full body tracking. Like I don't know what headset you're currently using, but I think back then when I first met you, it was just basic VR.
Yeah, it was because I think it was basically on the Quest 2. Yeah. Also, I wasn't very talkative when I first started fucking joining in here. It kind of took me a little bit of time to like just be able to talk to people. Now that's not a problem.
All right. So you got into VR, and you're like an active player here in the VR space. Like you spend a lot of your time in VR, but outside from VR, what do you tend to do? I mean, you said you built computers, but I don't think last time we talked you said you weren't in a field of technology.
No, I'm not in the field of technology. Hobby stuff, tinkering with my own computer and helping out my brother sometimes, because he's even worse off about that stuff than me. But I don't do anything too crazy, to be honest. I'm usually pretty laid back. I mean, even when I head out, I don't party, I don't do anything like that. I just like to have a couple beers or just hang with friends of mine, just talk shit. I'm a pretty lazy character, I guess, or a pretty laid back one, yeah.
Hey, but going out with your friends, drinking some beers, that's pretty chill. I mean, I call that a good afternoon. I'm pretty sure the director guy, Senor Papa, I think that's actually an afternoon for him as well. Everybody has their own thing, how to unwind, even if it's here. Like, hey, you meet up with friends in real life, and I bet you meet friends here in VR as well. I mean, it's good to have different circles.
I've also met a German that I met over this platform in real life.
Really?
Yeah. We planned like to hang out. He was like, "I'll show you the city we got over here," and he's like, he lives on the land. I'm a city man. He does a lot of stuff. He does some beekeeping as well. Gave me like a full pot of like self-made honey and shit. Fucking dope ass guy. Way taller than I thought he would be though.
way taller than you? Are
you
tall?
Didn't fit. I'm not very tall. I'm like what, 5'8"? He's like what, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", or 6 somewhere around there. He almost didn't even fit in his own car. When he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm pulled up," I was like, "Oh shit." And I look in the car and I'm like, "Damn, that's not him." And then he's like, "Hey, what's up, brother?" I'm like, "Oh shit, it is." Was a good time though.
Oh, I bet. But hey, that's actually kind of nice that you actually met somebody in VR and you actually got to meet them in real life, and it was an actual pleasant experience.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, everybody's being cautious nowadays, especially with meeting people online. Everybody keeps saying like, "Oh, stranger danger." Oh, he's It's like that one. Is that the one line from Ready Player One? Have you seen the movie?
I've read the book.
There's a line in the movie that's like, "Oh, you don't know this girl. She could be a 300-pound dude in his mama's basement in suburban Detroit, and his name is Chuck." So people tend to have like that, like, "Oh, like maybe we meet somebody. They're not exactly who they are in real life, but you didn't have that experience. You didn't have that negative experience, which is good." How does your IRL persona, if we could call it a persona, your IRL identity, how you socialize in real life, like, do you tend to be the same guy as in VR, or do you tend to be somebody else entirely?
Exactly the same, just a little less vulgar, I guess. Except with my homies. I mean, other than that, pretty much the same. I don't like putting on like a character or something, not except if I'm at work, but that's a different case. I don't want to get fired. But no, when I can be myself, I like to be myself, and that's about it.
What do you do in your line of work? Like, you can't be that vulgar to your colleagues. I mean, I think like where I work, like people are just like shitting on each other, just saying like bad things around, all in a good manner.
Yeah, no, I used to work as an electrician, man. I talked a bunch of shit back in the day. But I work in a special little warehouse with people that are a little more. Yeah, you can't talk to them like that.
They're not like you. They're not into
Not
the
at
things
all.
that you like.
You can't really make as many jokes or anything. You gotta be kind of careful around those people. Not bad people, but they're just kind of, I don't know.
Not bad people, but not your kind of people. It's
No.
understandable.
But yeah, it's totally fine.
It's understandable. I mean, one of the few things when I first met you that was just like I just realized like I met you in a furry world.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember the name of it. I think you do. I don't remember it because I don't go to that map no more. I don't think people do anymore. Because when we first went there, like it looked different as how it looked afterwards. Do you remember the name of that map?
I don't remember the name of the map.
It was a furry map. It wasn't furry hideout. It was something else entirely. Because even though he looks like this, you're a furry, or at least you pretend to be one. You are a VR furry. There we go. I remember correctly. You were really into. You had a default furry avatar, obviously, but at the same time, you always displayed, and even now, you display like a military persona. You look like a cowboy now. You look like some soldier cowboy from like some weird ass regiment where they hire cowboys, but you're always in the Soviet avatar, something like out of Metro.
Well.
Where did that come to be? Like, where did that personification of you came from? Like why did you decide like I'm gonna go in VR and this is who I am going to be?
Oh, it was pretty simple to be honest. But as I said, I bit through like PC technology, PC games. I played the old Metro games. I loved them. I read the books, which are also based on an older book called what was it? Roadside Picnic from the Strugatsky brothers. Really good book. Also Stalker, a more popular game now, also based on that. And I've just been a huge fan of these stories, I suppose, more post-apocalyptic and all that stuff, or like in Russia, or Ukraine. I know I kind of really enjoyed it. So I kind of
is that like something normal where you live? Is that like something that a lot of people are into it? Not
hell no. No one knows about it.
No, I'm just inquiring. You see, I mean, I like. I mean, I've played post-apocalyptic games. I mean, I know lore from Metro. I've also seen like my fair share of like post-apocalyptic. Especially, there's like a lot of people who are like into that 80s, like 80s, 70s, like Soviet like style, like uncertainty about the future. You know, like Chernobyl type level of world destruction, kind of. And I don't know. When you said you were from Germany, I mean, I'm just like, is that something like a lot of people in Europe like? Is that like something? Because there's like some things that are like region based. There are like some things that people like that are region based. Kind of like in Europe, like everybody likes soccer. In the US, everybody likes American football. Or like some type of genre. Like that's not very common where you live. It's
No. I came to like all these things because in my was it middle school? Is that what it's called? I think so. I had
middle school.
My best friend I made back in the day when I got into like PC game and all this kind of stuff. He showed me the game Stalker and I loved the whole like flair of it, the atmosphere and everything about it that got me into all the rest and reading all the books and everything around that. And he's a Russian dude, like his family's from Russia. He grew up here, and I was like, well. He showed it to me and beam bam boom, I loved it.
So it was introduced to you through a friend?
Yeah, he literally had the CD. That was back when CDs were still a thing. There was no like, you buy all this shit online.
CDs are still a thing! Shut up! CDs are still a thing! People just prefer to download games. You're making it sound like you old, but man, CDs are still a thing. I had CDs. I still have CDs. Man. No,
Okay,
no
there's still a
younglings
thing.
here.
But not that big anymore, really. With all the online platforms.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
I don't even have, what is it called? The reader. The thing that reads discs. The disc reader? I don't even have one of those on my current
CD
PC.
readers.
Yeah, I don't
No,
even have
the
one of
thing
those.
is, computer cases nowadays don't come with that slot
Yeah.
anymore. Like before, you could fit like a CD burner, CD reader,
Yeah,
some
burner,
sort of
yeah.
other accessories. It was like in the top slot, so in the top half
Yep,
of the computer
first thing
case,
in top,
you have
always.
like the slot. Yeah, but now all computer cases are just crystal, 3 fan setup to let airflow in. Like nowadays, computers nowadays, like even to be here in VR, you need a beefy setup. My first VR headset was the Rift V1, and I built a whole computer for it. i5 8th generation GTX 1080, 16 gigs of RAM, which at the time of 2018 was like average, like mid high average, needed to run like proper VR. This was before ray tracing was a thing and DLSS. You just had like raw power. And I remember it was like hardcore. Like even now, just to be here, you need like either like a portable headset running Android like with a Qualcomm or still a pretty powerful PC in order to be in a virtual world, especially with a lot of people. I mean, right now it's just the two of us, so not many resources. Actually, talking about computers, how many computers have you like built or like have you tinkered with computers? Like, how much have you tinkered with them?
Not insanely much. The first one I had was a pre-build, but that was when I was fucking like 12 years old or something. Then I got me new pre-build way later, the last one, and I started, like switching out cards and like working around with it, but I didn't put it together myself. I just like worked on it a bit here and there, slotting some new shit in, and then I got confident enough to where I got the PC that I currently have, which I got a couple of years ago, I want to say, where I put it all together myself, and instantly broke the CPU and lost $300.
Oof!
I bent the pins because I pulled it out because I had my old PC because I was still using it, but I got the new parts, but not the motherboard. So I threw in my old PC. Everything was fine. And then I didn't preheat the CPU because the cooling paste on top that's between your cooler and on the CPU.
Yeah, the thermal paste.
The thermal paste, there we go. Yeah, I tried to yank it off sideways and the thermal paste was stuck like glue because it was cold as fuck.
Are you sure? Are you sure you didn't use glue?
Yeah, it sure felt like it. Fuck. But I learned from that, the $300 mistake. Fucking fresh new CPU.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, like I feel like nowadays, like you make any mistake building a computer and it's just gonna end up costing a lot. Like computer prices now. Like I don't know if you're thinking about upgrading your computer nowadays. I'm thinking about keeping mine for the foreseeable future.
Same.
Everything is just crazy expensive.
Have you seen the RAM?
Yes, 32 gigs of RAM, like the normal, like the standard, you're gonna spend like close to $350 and up, which is like
crazy.
like 330 euros and up, something along those lines. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I think, do you think that stuff like that situation that we're going around with the whole RAM shortage, especially I want to know your perspective on the potential growth of virtual reality and social VR, since you're like an avid user. What do you think are some obstacles that might be hindering the growth of social VR, of making this something more like
just alone the headset and all that stuff? I don't think a lot of people are really too interested in that. I would think it would be grown more, but especially now that, Meta or fucking Facebook uses the whole standalone thing, and even Steam now with the new Steam frame, I think it's gonna have it also be standalone thing, or it can also run standalone. That's gonna definitely open up that whole thing a bit more. I mean, just through the Quest, you know about it too. Every like Christmas, around Christmas, people are talking about how many new Questies are there, or people that use Quest. So those already increase the growth by quite a bit. But I don't know how it's gonna go. I have no idea. I'd say it's probably still gonna grow a bit, but I don't think it's ever gonna be too big.
You
Only
think
when the shit's
like
small as fuck, like when it's like even the Quest 3 is kind of heavy.
you think? I mean, yeah. Definitely around Christmas time is probably the season where a lot of new people get their headsets, especially young children. But
Yeah,
I mean, I think that the demographic for VR it's totally different between age groups. I feel like kids are gonna be into one thing, and adults, everybody like that is a little bit more mature, might be into other things. I feel like the younger demographic is gonna stick around something along the lines of like the Beat Saber, Roblox VR, a little bit more into like more rewarding VR experiences, I think, because social VR as a whole, like this, it's really not about the game. It's about like meeting people. Like the first time I got into social VR, it was with Rec Room back in 2018.
oh, yeah.
And even though there was a game aspect to it, you start meeting people and you start realizing like, oh man, this goes like way deep. This is like a guild in any sort of MMO, but like deeper. Like you actually interact, you actually do things with people, and have like that closer connection to it.
No.
What was your first experience when you first got into VR chat? Into this, I mean, I am assuming VR chat was your first social VR experience. I think it was.
Yeah.
It was. So, how did you go from the MLGMarel who didn't do VR, didn't do social VR, to the one that is here now?
Well, when I first joined, I think that's a story that probably almost everyone that blindly hopped into this, because I didn't watch any videos or anything about this stuff beforehand, have had. You join a random world, there's a bunch of kids everywhere, two other dudes, one that already knows where to go, what to do, and another dude that just like you has no idea what's going on and thinks he's in the kindergarten. And then you meet those, they show you around, tell you to which place to go to and which not to, and you're fine. God, that was wild. I'm telling you.
So you met somebody. You met somebody that showed you the ropes.
Yep.
Or was it like somebody random? Was it somebody?
It was
you
just
from
some
another
random
game?
dude I just met him, and he knew what's up. Took us both in, like me and the other group. We both was the first time. Had no idea what's going on, and he told us, "Hey, go to the pub, go to PC Worlds, unless you want to be in the kindergarten." And I was like, "Shit, thanks, man." And I've never seen those afterwards, to be honest.
So he was your anonymous guide. You never saw him again.
Never again. No.
If there was something you could tell him, that one guy who showed you the ropes, like imagine he's watching this right now, what would you tell him?
Damn, I'd give him a big old thank you and $20. Met a lot of really cool people in the pub. Went there for a long, long time. That was really nice.
You also found love.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Pretty good. But that wasn't the pug.
I know it wasn't the pug, but you said you met cool people, but I also wanted to highlight that you also met somebody you love, or I mean,
Yeah.
I think you still love.
Well, yeah, of course I still do. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't expect that either. It's definitely not what I came here for. I know there are a lot of people that always be looking, always be doing their thing. Not a thing I can.
You don't mind if I tell them like the story of when I first met you and I helped you with your love.
With my love, yeah. No,
You know the story. You know the story, and it's a good story. Okay, that's
good.
bro. That's bro behavior right there. You see,
That is bro behavior.
it wasn't the one for a world, the one I can remember. And you had your partner, and your Spanish, and your partner spoke Spanish.
Indeed.
And I gave you some lovey-dovey words to tell to your partner in Spanish. You still remember them?
It was a te quiero mucho, something, something. I think it was. I mean, I love you very much.
Yeah, no,
and
you
then
got
my
it, you
dear.
got it, you got it, you got it.
I forgot the last part though.
No, you got it. You said the thing. You said the thing. You tell that to your lover, like, oof, that's a killer.
It is though. It is. Got a lot of Google points. Yeah, that worked pretty well. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Hey, my pleasure. Hey, I mean, I love the VR space. I mean, if I can help people in whatever, in anything, like, I mean, I've done my fair share of creative works, helping people, even talking people who have been down, which that's the magic of VR. You get to connect with people that are really far away. Like I myself, I live in an island, like down in the Caribbean. Like I live in the middle of nowhere, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And you live in Germany, which
Yep.
is halfway across the world. Yet we're here talking, interacting, like we're just two chill dudes just drinking beer in the balcony, or in this case, in the pier, with the night sky in the background, just passing the time.
Yeah, that's what I really love about this place. That you can meet people from all kinds of spaces. You can also learn a lot. I used to talk a lot to a lot of Russians my first year or two on this platform. I learned quite a lot of words and phrases and things. Because, I'm a big fan of like Slavic stuff or Russian stuff.
I'm
So,
pretty
of
sure
course.
you appear with your Slavic characters, your Slavic avatars, and just go over there and speak German, and they'll probably be like "Comrade" and just welcome you with open arms.
Yeah, I've set up. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah. See that's the kind of story I like about the VR space. Like the VR world is fairly underrepresented. Like it's there, it's available, but not a lot of people, like go towards or like grab it, or they don't give it a chance, or they just say everybody that plays VR is it's a loser, or somebody loser, jobless. Like create like this stereotype with people.
Yeah, but
Uh,
that's a big thing in general, especially in Germany. I don't know if you knew about it, but back in the day, they would always say people that play video games are killers or whatever. You'd play Call of Duty, and in the media, they'd be like, "Oh my God, that's gonna be the next fucking crazy dude that's gonna try to kill you," for a long, long time, just because people enjoyed video games. Crazy.
I mean, I think that's a general concept everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
like media always portrays video games. I mean, mostly they talk about violent video games, but in general, video games as the whole reason of debauchery, criminality, like everything that is bad in the world, everything bad that happens, they just like pinpoint it to video games.
That's crazy.
But I think games like this, or like social apps, because I'm like I don't want to call this a game exactly. There's no objective. Like what like if there was an objective in VR chat, what would it be? Like be social, interact.
Be social. It's really not the game.
Like imagine like you log into VR chat and it's like kind of like Call of Duty when they give you like an objective like in the top corner and it just said mission objective, be social. and you look at yourself and you're like an antisocial person, you're like, damn, I lost.
Damn. Shit.
Like there's no objective here. So I mean, I admit everything can be bad when it's too much, and when it's anything in excess can be bad. Even like games like this. I mean, there are cases of people that use tools like this for malicious activities or spreading misinformation. I mean, you did talk about the kindergarten, and probably some of those same kindergartners are probably the ones that are doing some of the most harm, just yelling obscenities and just being not like sociable and kind-hearted people.
Oh, that's also a big thing that you just reminded me of. Holy moly. I mean, you mentioned it earlier. Every Christmas, lots of children get like VR headsets, right? And they hop on here
Right.
and stuff. Holy moly, in general, parents need to fucking watch more what their younger kids are doing. And I mean, not only like if they get them a VR headset, anything to do with the internet. You can't just throw them somewhere and be like, oh, alright, you do what you want, little Timmy. I'll be back in 12 hours. Like, that's the fault of the parents sometimes. Like, you can't just leave like a 6-year-old or whatever with some expensive fucking headset for Christmas, or just throw them at a PC just as much as you don't really just throw your kids in front of the
I don't
TV.
think it's technology in general. It's technology in general. You don't want kids to be by themselves with technology that can be connected to the internet, because you don't know what they might be exposed to. You don't know what they're gonna watch, and next thing you know, they experiment something they shouldn't have, and now they're traumatized or something far worse. And it's something that can, be objectively bad. But
Yep.
I feel like that's not a job to the content creator, to the person that makes the games or the experience. It should be with the parents at the end of the day. Same with kids that jump in here saying obscenities, yelling out, saying the N-word, saying you're bad word this, bad word that, you are something, which is, I mean, it worries you about the future of our younger generation. Like, is this what you're doing? Like, we're out here, like, you want to be here. This is like real life. I mean, you can't just exactly yell whatever you feel like and whatever you think and expect people to like you for it. You got to actually like socialize, mission objective socialize. That's like, you want to play VR chat? Great. Here's your mission objective, kiddos. Be social, be kind, be a good person.
Yeah. Ooh, and I also really love this place because you can pretty much say whatever you want. I love freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech?
Yeah, I love that.
Like the actual like freedom of speech, like being able to say whatever you want without being judged.
Well, I wouldn't say judged, but without consequences. You can criticize anything you want in any way you want. Like I do it. I get a little more offensive sometimes.
I know that. I mean, right now you're kind of chill, but sometimes you are. Whenever you're under said influence, like, but you're still a chill dude nonetheless.
I try to be, but I have had too many drinks once or twice. Drinking is not the best of ideas.
Not in VR, but hey, that's gonna be VR drinking. Will definitely be another episode we're gonna have to tackle with somebody more knowledgeable in the area. I think you know the person I'm referring to.
Oh, I can guess who. Yeah, I know a couple.
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking for quite a while. Like, we've been talking about a lot. I don't know if we're missing anything, or if there's something that you would like to add.
Yeah, I think we went over quite a bit here already. Yeah. I think I got everything out of my system.
Time passes when you're at the pier.
It really does. Holy shit.
But it has been a good time. But
it has been a pleasure.
I mean, let's do some closing points. If there's something you could tell about people about VR, about how VR has influenced you, made you a better person, made you maybe made you a better person outside, maybe made you a better person in here, but like in general, if you had the chance to talk to somebody who might want to be into the VR social space, what would it be?
I'd say people should do it. It's a very interesting experience, but be cautious, because Just like in real life, especially online, there are a lot of very interesting characters to meet. To put it nicely.
Amen to that. Well, with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with us for another episode of your one-stop shop podcast for all things VR, IRL, where worlds collide. Peer-to-peer. Thank you to my guest, MLGMarel, for accompanying me here tonight. We shall see you in another week. Have a wonderful rest of your day.